me. You better watch out if you ain't got enemies. A road ahead, a full prophecy to be the greatest beast the world has ever seen. I feed him every day like the bones clean. I feed him all the hate and he grows me. And he gets caught real big, pissed off quick. And if you cross him, you might drop dead. Metaphorically, of course, settling the score. Never getting bored, lots of blood and gore. Always wanting more, freedom from the source. They don't really listen until they feel it for the party. And if you start shit, you be hard-lived in the darkness. Torn apart quick, you let scars rip. You be chewed up and discarded. And this world ain't right, won't accept it. Negative energy, I expect it. Once it's in your mind, it's infectious. So fight.
Yep, nailed it right on the head there. Welcome back to the show, everybody.
That was like from 2017 too, and it's still relevant. That's
it's even honestly more
so
relevant
accurate
now than it was back then. We have another great episode of Voice of Reason lined up. This is, of course, our segment that we call the Derp State, where we cover some of the dumb and ridiculous stuff that the Trump administration is doing. And the list is endless at this point. From
growing by the minute.
From the woman in charge of the Department of Education calling AI A1. JD Vance drops the NCAA college football trophy, I believe it was.
So good, that clip.
Was it football or basketball? I think it's basketball.
I think so too.
Yeah, March Madness just ended.
Yeah.
Donald Trump has problems with umbrellas. Apparently, cannot close. Was it some heroes or umbrellas? Some heroes don't wear capes, and some heroes are umbrellas.
Some heroes aren't opened indoors.
Yeah, we have some good clips lined up for how just ridiculous this is. But the stupidity of it all, I think, makes this exponentially more dangerous, because we will get into some serious stuff at the end, because now we're finding out that the Trump administration and the president of El Salvador are refusing to comply with a 9-0 Supreme Court order to bring back a wrongly deported legal resident of the United States. We are pretty sure he's dead.
Could you imagine?
I'm just going to throw it out there.
That wrong that it's 9-0 on this Supreme Court? You would have to be like, you shot for the moon and you ended up in your toilet, kind of.
They don't agree on anything.
I know. It's unbelievable. 9-0 on this.
North Korea has come out and I can't believe we're the bad guys in this equation, but North Korea has condemned Donald Trump's actions in Gaza.
Wow.
With his buddy Netanyahu. That's crazy. And do not worry, though, guys. Between all the golf and vacationing at taxpayers' expense, Donald Trump did, however, sign an executive order to increase water pressure in shower heads.
Yes, finally.
We are saved. He finally did something.
Gods.
He finally did something that helps the American people. I mean, every time I get in the shower, you know how pissed off I am at my water pressure?
I can't get the shampoo out of my fucking hair. Finally, I'll be able to.
Jesus, this guy is obsessed with water pressure. I mean, this is what are we talking about? This is the same guy that thinks there's a literal faucet that you can turn on in the north, and that water just magically trickles downwards, because when you hang a map on a wall, everything goes down because of gravity, obviously. Duh. Wow. I got an argument with a MAGA today because he was like, they're trying to argue that Donald Trump's, again, I'm so sick of this term, playing chess, but not checkers. Yeah, okay, great. Maybe Donald Trump is playing chess, but the rest of the world is like playing Monopoly. Like, Donald Trump's not even playing the right game. So if you're playing the wrong game, it doesn't matter if you're playing chess if the game's not chess. You know what I mean?
You guys don't understand his brilliance. He's playing chess. Sir, this is a Wendy's. You know,
I know, right?
That's the way they're treating
this. This is Scrabble. What are you doing?
Did you want a burger or not? I don't know what King to Rook 4 means. Just do you want a fucking burger?
And, also, Donald Trump is apparently as healthy as a collegiate athlete. His medical report was recently released. And it's the biggest load of fucking horseshit I've ever read in my entire life. Donald Trump drinks Diet Coke and eats nothing but McDonald's. And they're trying to say that he is perfectly healthy. And, the medication list, we all know, is complete bullshit. We all know that the previous Trump administration turned the White House into a freaking pill mill. I mean, they were giving drugs out left and right there.
Yeah, and he was at the UFC fight last weekend and just fucking ruined the vibe for me. He's not in good health. Like, he's not. And it's amazing to see these guys that, like, I don't bow to no man, and they're like ripped and shredded. And then I don't bow to anyone because testosterone. And then they see Trump and it's like, oh, yes, sir. Oh, please, sir. Thank you, sir. May I have some more boots, sir? Like,
I know. It's
everyone
so bad.
just bowing to him. And it's fucking pathetic. It's
now
so
it's a little
pathetic.
fuzzy.
These are alpha males bowing to this dude who said he doesn't work out because his body is like a battery and he doesn't want to drain it. I mean,
he only has like so many heartbeats in his life. Yes, that guy. But this is his medical report that was released. It's a bit fuzzy, but the highlighted part's the important part, and we'll just go over that. Okay, so he's 78 years old, almost 79. He's 6'3". Yes, and I have a giant black penis.
224 pounds.
224 pounds. Resting heart rate of 62 beats a minute. That's insane.
His blood pressure is like on par with mine. There is
it's
no
perfect.
Way he has that.
Right,
no
his
way.
blood pressure is. There's no way.
No.
Who believes this? This is North Korea, like Kim Jong-un doesn't poop kind of propaganda. And that's a thing. It's a real thing.
It's so pathetic to think that it's a cult. It is a cult.
Bro.
Because for you to look at that and then look at the creature that crawls from the Black Lagoon into the Oval Office, it's insane.
Yeah, perfect example. Donald Trump now has his people walking around wearing Donald Trump's head in gold. Yeah, what's next? The gold statues? Like, this is too much. This is too much. And yeah.
God, it's pathetic.
That's what they're doing. I've never seen men just.
Yeah.
It's disgusting. These, like you said, they call themselves alpha males, kings of the universe, but yet they will put their tongues so far down Donald Trump's ass.
They will absolutely just hand him their balls and be like, please put this in your fridge for safekeeping. Like,
I know. It's
I will never get over this kind of worship again, you look at that and like, that's what you want to worship.
Yeah.
It's beyond me.
I don't get it either. All right. So before we get into a lot of these topics here, we do want to remind everybody, and we are actually having a special fundraising episode tomorrow. So please spread the word. We'd love as many people in here as possible because we're going to have, I think, 4 or 5 guests, all people that are helping organize the rally against fascism. We're honoring and preserving our military history because they're trying to whitewash not American history, but military history as well. And we just refuse as veterans who love our country and love how diverse it is. We understand that's what makes our military the greatest military in the world. Anybody can join, anybody can serve. You know what I mean? But we're talking about people that have never served anything a day in their life other than themselves. So I wouldn't expect
they haven't even served the burgers that Trump wants to get. It's like people who actually serve food put in more work than these folks.
Yeah. So if you want more information or if you want to donate, you can. We have the QR code here. I also in the description of tomorrow's episode, I do have the website, which is just fightagainstfascism.org. For those of you who don't realize it, that's FAFO.
I just got that. That's good.
Yeah, so you go to fightagainstfascism.org and you can find out more information about the protest, how you can participate, even if you can't go to Washington, D.C. with us, because Mike and I are going as well. You can support your local VA because they're trying to dismantle the VA, which is extremely important, especially for aftercare of soldiers who have served in combat. They rely on the VA. And it is a crucial part of our military, and they're trying to get rid of that. So you can go to your local VA and support there, protest there. Just show your support for your military community. You don't have to be a veteran. You don't even have to have a member in the family who was a veteran or somebody that served. Just show your support for people that lay their lives down to preserve our freedom. Okay? Before Donald Trump decides to turn our military against us. We're trying to prevent all this from happening. We understand that Donald Trump may invoke the Insurrection Act on the 20th. I've pretty much made my mind up that I'm going to end up in jail or possibly vacationing in El Salvador by the end of this year. And honestly, at this point, I don't give a fuck. I got nothing to lose. I think that's what these people don't realize. When you push an entire population that has nothing to lose, because 50% of Americans make less than $30,000 a year per person. I'm not talking household income. We are broken. We're broke, but we're also broken. And you're about to push us across the line. And you're not going to like what you see, what the result is. I'm just throwing that out there, okay?
Yeah. And this is Mad King behavior. This is exactly what we fought a Revolutionary War over, because the Mad King in England, they would take American folks here from the colonies, deport them back to England or wherever else to stand trial with no due process, which is exactly what's happening here and what's happening in all sorts of fascist regimes. And the simple fact is that these are illegal orders. I've been saying for a very long time, liberals need to arm up. And the fact is that there's going to come a time where we have to decide what actions we're going to take to save our country. And we fought a war over this at one point, and this is the kind of behavior that led to it.
Yeah. Like Kendrick Lamar said, the revolution will be televised because Mike and I will be live streaming the entire event, regardless of what happens. Honestly, people, you're just talking shit. No, I don't care. I started this entire adventure of mine doing all this activism and fighting for our rights and all that stuff because of my father, who's no longer with us. Because, watching him go off to war and just growing up in the military and understanding what sacrifices families make, it just pisses me off to see what has happened. And I refuse to go down without a fight. So I'm just saying, if Democrats, it's not a threat, but if Democrats don't step the fuck up and stand on business, there's going to be a goddamn revolution in this country. I guarantee
they need to. Yep.
I guarantee it. This entire country right now is a giant powder keg, and the Democrats doing nothing is about to light the fuse. Doing nothing. Like, we elected you to protect us from this. Okay? You didn't do shit about the election. Donald Trump shouldn't even have been on the goddamn ballot. He's a traitor. He stole our highest secrets. He was found liable for sexual assault. He was found guilty of defrauding the state of New York for hundreds of millions of dollars. This guy should not have been let on the ballot. But, like I said in the video a long time ago, I think it's dumb to leave it up to the people. And I say that again because if you leave it up to us, it's going to be a giant mess. It's going to be a mess.
Last time it got led up to us, there was a civil war. So it's not the best thing to do. That's the whole point of it. Like they say, you have to give people a democratic outlet, because the only other democratic outlet, or when there's not a democratic outlet, rather, the only option is revolution. And revolutions are not, let's just say it's not a Good Friday night.
No, it's not something I was looking forward to. I was looking forward to things getting better under Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. But no, you dipshits decided to torture us all, including yourselves. You just don't realize it yet. The day that MAGA realizes how screwed they are, how screwed over they are, is probably going to be one of the best days of my life. Just to see their stupid faces when they realize, oh my God, this is all my fault. But some of them won't. Some of them won't. But there are going to be people that are really going to wake up one day and go, oh my God, what did I do?
I'm on the fence on that, because I was just seeing that guy who had his own child die from measles, and he's still saying he would not do anything different. I'm like, Republicans are child killers. I mean, they're child molesters as well, but now they're adding child killing to their resume. These people, they will literally sacrifice their own children on the altar of Trump. And that's a level of just brain fucked that I don't think there is a pulling out of.
Right.
When you're willing to let your own child die because of your dipshit beliefs, you need to go to jail. I mean, that's the only place that society should have for folks like that. It just is.
I agree. That comment by Yvonne there, it is terrifying to think that the military is going to get involved. My hope is that they realize this is an unlawful order. That's complete bullshit, because current military members and veterans, I mean, we all took an oath to, fight against enemies, foreign and domestic. And I would say we also took an oath to uphold the Constitution of the United States. We didn't take an oath to an individual.
Yeah.
And we damn sure didn't take an oath to a fascist dictator. So all I got to say is, when it comes down to it, remember your oath, be on the right side of history. Because I promise you, if you commit violence as a military member against the American population, you will be... Yeah, I can't even say what I want to say right now because we'll get this video taken down quick. But
the first Democrat that runs on a platform of a new Hague, of a new fucking Nuremberg trial, is going to win in a 50-state sweep. Like, just cut the bullshit. The shit that they're doing to immigrants in this country, and again with this Garcia guy shipping them off to another foreign country into a basic modern day Auschwitz. You need to be running on that platform. And It's not going to happen if we don't push the Democrats to do so. They should. The Wall Street fucking Journal opinion page is talking impeachment, while Chuck Schumer is saying, "Oh, let's just wait and then see." Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Hold on. Let's just wait and then we'll just see. We'll just see. Eventually, the Republicans will wake up and they'll come. You know, that's the one thing that we know about cults is cults save themselves. They'll do it.
Yeah, that happens all the time. Yeah. I'm so tired of these people, man. All right, we're getting a little behind here. We're getting long-winded and off topic. I do apologize. Oh, super exciting to me anyway, just because I figured out how to design merch the other day. If you guys are interested, our merch store is live. We only have 2 shirts, but they're both super awesome. And I'm going to share them with you now. I'm sorry. I'm just really proud of myself. I'm really feeling myself on these.
There it is.
All right. So the first one we have is the Activism with Attitude. Okay. On the front, throwback to the NWA days. I don't know. I was a big fan back in the day. So, and on the back, you got warning, response to ignorance of sarcasm. Some of you guys may recognize that from our sweatshirts that we wore. But yeah, so we did that. But the best one ever is
Where did you find that picture? The hair?
I don't know. Mike found that. And I asked him to make a logo for the Derp state, but it's also morons of government. So it's both of our segments I combined into one shirt. So if you guys want our Under Armour shirts, don't get me started on the whole China exposing all the companies that are getting their shit made there cheap. I didn't know that when I made these shirts. But no, you guys
are they
get
made
those.
in China?
I don't know if Under Armour, most of everything apparently is. Have you seen on TikTok? Like all the luxury brands. I've been getting so many videos from people from China being like, look, this electric car is $11,000. And it's like better than a Model 3. I'm like, oh my God.
And I think even the Chinese propaganda press corps, whatever in the hell they have over there, when Carolyn Leavitt gave her thing in her speech saying, we're not making things in China anymore, we're making them here in America, and then they posted a picture of that dress that she wore and it says made in China. So
I saw
just
that.
an immediate cell phone every time.
And of course the MAGAs were like, no, that's an expensive dress from France. Like, made in China. It's put a label on it.
At that point, if it's from France, it's sparkling dress. That's what it was at that point.
Right. So, all right, let me play some videos for us. We have some good ones. First, our kids are cooked. Our kids are cooked because the person in charge of the Department of Education thought that let me just play the video. I don't even know how to explain this.
Letter or report that I heard this morning, I wish I could remember the source, but that there is a school system that's going to start making sure that first graders or even pre-Ks have A1 teaching, every year starting that far down in the grades. And that's just that's a wonderful thing. Kids are sponges. They just absorb everything. And so it wasn't all that long ago that it was doing it in our schools. Whoop. Now, okay, let's see A1 and how can that be helpful? How can it be helpful in one-on-one instruction?
A1. Let's have A1 steak sauce teaching in there.
Kids are like sponges. They just soak that A1 right. Jesus.
I just sometimes you're just so dumbfounded by the dumbery that they have.
That's what I'm
I don't even know what to say.
Man. Like, that's what makes it so dangerous because they're out there talking like they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're cosplaying as politicians. They're cosplaying as elected officials. It is a joke.
That shit is literally like a sitcom character. It's something you would put in a sitcom show or like an improv character. You would do that because you're just the dumb one and that's your chemistry and then the other characters play off of that. That's what these folks are every time. And that's why they're so desperate for like people like Elon and Trump. They're so desperate for approval because they've always been that. They've always been these fucking weird ass cringe losers. And so now the only way to make up for it is by being total dickheads.
Right? Maybe
for learning.
Maybe that's the key. Maybe just feed them a lot of A1 sauce as early as first grade. I'm sorry.
Did you get your daily ration of A1, child?
I know. It's got your vitamins. What?
It has all your knowledge. This one has the periodic table. This one has the alphabet.
Oh my God. Yeah, idiocracy is real and it's happening right in front of us, right in front
It
of
really,
us.
it's really fucking
This is the beginning of idiocracy, the beginning stages. But next we have JD Vance in probably one of the most humiliating moments possible, where he drops a collegiate trophy and on live television too, in front of everybody. And of course we have the clip, so let's play that.
Oh, it's even worse the second time I watched it. And I don't know why, but I thought that music was the intro to Jurassic Park, and it was going to start playing in slow motion. And he's got the trophy. It's folly.
Oh my God! So yeah, these people are.
Jesus.
Yeah, this is real life. I can't believe this is reality. I can't believe this is reality. Like we shouldn't even be doing this podcast, but
Reality TV became reality government.
Yeah, unfortunately, this is the world we live in. So
Today on 90-Day Impeachment, White House.
It gives us plenty of content. I'll tell you that. Much. Oh my God. Okay, so moving on. Donald Trump gets attacked by an umbrella. Well, he doesn't get attacked, but it keeps him from entering Air Force One.
Oh
It's just
God.
amazing at how utterly useless Donald Trump is. It really is. But like I said, some heroes don't wear capes, and some heroes are umbrellas. Here you go. Here you go. Again, waving at nobody.
Does he not know to? What a dumbass! Fold it, dude. Oh my God. You hold it outside, you close it, and you go in. How is that difficult? It's like trying to watch somebody open a can of water. Well, I guess he can't do that either with his tiny hands. Wow.
He's never done anything for himself, so this is not surprising that he doesn't even know how to.
You know what? I'm seeing it in my head. There's a movie or a TV show where they're doing. I think it's actually Hitch. I think Kevin James has an umbrella and he's trying to, because he plays kind of the awkward nerdy guy.
Yeah.
And he's trying to bring it in through the door and he can't. And it's a big party. So rather than look embarrassed, he just throws the umbrella and then just walks in like nothing happened, because that's less embarrassing.
That's
Jeez,
what I
it's
would've done.
just like that. Holy shit.
I'm surprised Donald Trump went out in the rain. He usually
with the
doesn't
hair.
like him going for the hair and the makeup.
He had the Cybertruck glue on it, so it was definitely on there good.
He did. So next video we have is actually Donald Trump talking about his his physical. He makes sure everybody knows that he answered every question correctly on a cognitive exam.
He's so focused on that. That's how you know he's bad.
Right. And apparently the doctor examined his soul. Not sure what that's about, but this is the whitest.
What did it
I've ever
find?
seen. I know. He says that's a good soul. Watch, I swear to God. But yeah, no, this is the whitest I've ever seen Donald Trump. This is the most normal looking I've seen, but actually it looks weird because I'm so used to seeing him in orange. But yeah, here you go.
Time ago.
The yearly physical. I think I did well. I think they're releasing the report on Sunday. Doctors, highly respected doctors, great place, great, amazing place.
Did they give you any suggestions or advice? Anything you need to change up?
A little bit, but overall, I think I felt I was in very good shape. Good heart, a good soul, very good soul.
A very good soul.
I wanted to
Good soul? Is that why his eyes look dead?
cognitive test.
Look at him. Look at those eyes. They're black. It's like looking into a snake. You see that? How many
I
drugs is he
believe-
on? Holy
I think
shit.
on the medical report it does say he has hemorrhoids. Maybe that's what he was talking. I don't know. Maybe.
Wow.
When they did the rectal exam, Donald Trump, they're like, "We have to check your soul, sir."
Yeah, that's the place to go for it. Right up the ass. They probably found Marco Rubio's up there too.
I know. They're like, "Who is this up here?"
You have a lot of souls up. You have a lot of heads
Right.
up your ass, Mr. Trump.
Pete Hegseth, who invited you here?
Yeah. How did he fit a bottle of vodka in there?
Right? These people are insane, man. I don't know. It makes you want to scream at how stupid this is, but like I
Yeah.
said, I think the stupidity just makes it so much more dangerous because they obviously have no idea what they're doing. They obviously have no clue what they're doing, and God forbid. I saw Mr. Mean.
I think that's the umbrella moment. Yeah, that's kind of what I was seeing too.
But yeah, So let's talk about how Donald Trump it was an intentional stock market crash.
Yeah,
It was
100%.
absolutely intentional, not allegedly. It was, yeah, it was market manipulation. I guess we'll say
Insider trading,
allegedly just for legal reasons or what the fuck ever. Who cares at this point? But yeah, here he is bragging about how many billions of dollars certain people made during this crash. And I like to point out, again, remind everybody that 4 hours before, while the stock market was nosediving, 4 hours before he paused the tariffs, he put out this dog whistle. This is a great time to buy, and even initialed the shit. And then 4 hours later, he pauses the tariffs, and the market skyrockets, like 2,000 points or something like that?
Yep.
And all the people that were aware of the crash and also aware of the rebound made tons and tons of money. Apparently, Charles Schwab made $2.5 billion in a day. A day. This is why I hate
But we
rich
can't
people.
get free healthcare in this country.
Right. This is why I hate rich people.
Christ.
Because they will destroy families, take food off of our tables, crash an entire economy so they can line their own pockets. And just imagine, I think it was Matt that came on the show, USMC Angry Veteran, he said it right. All the wrong people have the money.
Yep.
All the wrong
100%.
people have the money because they could do so much good with this money. They could end poverty. They could universal health care. They could have universal daycare. We could fucking fund school lunches forever. They could end homelessness.
Yeah.
But no, instead, they would rather make us more poor and themselves more rich.
Yeah, and I would say that it's not even who has the money. I mean, obviously that's a factor, but look at Bill Gates, for example, right? Whose wife had to divorce him because she was creeped out by his Epstein friendship. Nothing to see there, folks.
Yeah.
But Bill Gates, viewed as like a humanist, philanthropist, whatever. But then even he was asked, like, if it came to if you supported Trump and got tax breaks, or you supported the opponent and didn't get tax breaks, what would you do? And he said, I'd have to think about it. Because tax breaks are a big thing. And it's like, that was it for you? That was the line? So
Right.
It goes to show that billionaires, even if it's someone like Bill Gates, they're awful, terrible, evil people unless they want to pay off my student loans. Then we can talk, like, hey, if you don't want to get Luigi Mangione, then pay off my FAFSA. We can make this work.
You know what I blame? I blame television. I blame the Big Bang Theory. Because the Big Bang Theory came out and made it like it was all about really smart nerds who were so lovable and had all the best intentions. And now we have nerds who are trying to destroy the world. And we let them do it because we thought they were all good intentioned. Yeah. You know what I mean?
That is one of the all-time best gripes I've ever heard. What is the biggest problem with billionaires in society? You know what started it? The fucking Big Bang Theory.
It's
That's
all
what
their
started
fault.
it.
They were so lovable. They made us all think they were good. No, the evil nerds exist too, and they have taken over. Sorry.
No, that's fucking hilarious. I love that.
Yeah, I don't know where that came from.
Sheldon!
All right. So before we get into the serious stuff, let's first talk about Donald Trump bragging on camera or just crying out in the open anymore. Who cares about how much money they made?
This is Charles Schwab. It's not just a company, it's actually an individual. And he made $2.5 billion today, and he made $900 million. That's not bad, because he's in financials. I've always been.
There's actual studies on this that the more money you make, the more you are you're disconnected from society. And this is why, for me, billionaires are like cheese. I only like the ones that are full of holes.
Yeah. Right. I'm a
That one takes a minute. That's a burn.
No, yeah, that's a good one. I like it too. Okay, yeah, I don't know where to go with that one.
There's only so much we can say.
Right. And remember, of course, Donald Trump was playing golf while all this market crash was happening and people were losing all their 401ks, and people that thought they were going to retire are now having to decide if they're going to continue working until they're dead. Yeah, Donald Trump was playing golf. Again, at taxpayer expense. I want to know how much taxpayer money Donald Trump has spent just going back and forth to Mar-a-Lago to play
Hundreds
golf.
of millions.
It's insane. It's ridiculous. and not even including the trips to the Super Bowl and NASCAR and UFC. These are all taxpayer funded. Donald Trump is not paying for any of this. You are. We are. I guess we are now. First, it was just the Trump donors, but now it's all of us. So thanks a lot. Appreciate it. This is not what my money is supposed to go to. But I have a video clip of Donald Trump in his before he got elected the first time, said, I would be too busy to play golf. Does everybody remember that? He said that an awful lot. So I have a video I just labeled Then and Now. Him talking back then about how hard of a worker he's going to be. And then him riding around with the Saudis playing golf. you know.
The day after.
Obama, it was reported today, played 250 rounds of golf.
Everything's executive order because he doesn't have enough time because he's playing so much golf.
Obama ought to get off the golf course and get down there.
I'm going to be working for you. I'm not going to have time to go play golf.
He played more golf last year than Tiger Woods.
Guy plays more golf than people on the PGA Tour.
I love golf. I think it's one of the greats, but I don't have time. If I were in the White House, I don't think I'd ever see Turnberry again. I don't think I'd ever see Doral again.
I'm not going to be playing much golf, believe me. If I win this, I'm not going to be playing much golf.
As China hit back, Trump hit the golf course, away from the White House, but still furiously posting. China played it wrong. They panicked, he wrote.
Trillions of dollars have been wiped off shares in global markets since Donald Trump's declaration of a raft of tariffs.
I'll never get over British people describing terrible shit. It's like, and today, in other news, he crashed the markets. The world is burning. An asteroid is coming at us. Like,
I know.
They're so nonchalant about it.
I know. It's for what a British. I love the British accent.
It's one of the funniest ones I've ever heard.
It's good. But yeah, so he's playing golf while everybody's losing their minds about what they're going to do. Yeah, I don't have stock, so it really didn't affect me much. Poor people don't have stock. Yeah.
I mean, I'm poor too, but I'm just jumping on this because I was smart. I saw this shit coming from a mile away. I pulled all my stocks. I can't remember if I said this on the last episode. I pulled all my stocks. Yeah, I pulled all my stocks, put it in a money market. I made a profit while all these dipshit billionaires were losing billions. So it's like, give me their job because clearly they're not qualified for it.
Yeah. So we also have Donald Trump went to the Masters. Did he go to the I can't remember if he went to the Masters or they asked him about the Masters or he watched the Masters.
I don't think he went to it. The golf thing that was this weekend or whatever? I don't think he went to it.
No, he didn't go to it. That's right. I'm sorry.
No, he couldn't have because he was at the UFC thing in Florida.
That's right. But they did ask him about it. And then here is Donald Trump mansplaining the intricacies of golf and how you could, if you're off by this much, you could miss a shot. I'm like, okay, dude. We get it, Grandpa. Here you go.
There's no way. That was it. It's one of my favorite shows ever. The Masters is to be maybe my favorite sporting show. And it showed, and Justin Rose was great. I loved him. They're great athletes under tremendous pressure. But unless you're a golfer, you don't understand that it's 100th of an inch makes a difference between a great shot and a horrible shot. Think of it. Just a little small percentage of an inch. And literally, in some cases, 100th of an inch is the difference between winning and losing. Get out of here.
It's like Alvin and the Chip Trump. Like, it's insane.
It was actually the Minions voice filter.
Oh, is that what it was? Oh, shit.
But I love how he just keeps trying to figure out smaller denominations. It was a fraction of it was actually a thousandth micron. It's like he's just trying to figure out. He's just rattling off all the different units of measurement he could think of, and the guy's brain is mush. The guy's brain
absolutely
is mush.
And like I said, you look into his eyes and you can see it. It's just not there.
Not at all. Not at all. So, all right, that's enough of the fun stuff. The rest of the shit is insane.
Yes. Time for the dark shit, my favorite.
Yeah, this is definitely the dark stuff. First off, let's talk about North Korea. Weird. North Korea condemns Trump's takeover of Gaza as calls it a slaughter robbery. The U.S. should awaken from its I can't say that word, daydream, and stop at once the act of encroaching upon the dignity and sovereignty of other countries and nations. It is not an issue limited to the Gaza Strip. So even North Korea is recognizing that Donald Trump is a threat. That's insane.
When North Korea is to the left of the Democratic Party, something is seriously wrong.
We have lost
seriously wrong.
the fucking plot, people. North Korea is the good people in this situation. Really?
Wow.
Is that what we've come to, guys? I don't know what to make of this. When I read this,
it is like Hannibal Lecter giving dietary advice, but he's also not wrong. Like he's giving good dietary advice. Like, well, what you need to do, Clarice, is you need to make sure you're getting your vegetables and your fruits.
Yeah, with the fiber beans.
He's not wrong, but like maybe bad messenger. I don't know.
But did you? Oh my God, I almost forgot to bring it up about his response to Governor Shapiro, my state of Pennsylvania. The governor was almost assassinated. They almost burned his house down while he was sleeping, and apparently the guy also had a sledgehammer with him.
Yeah,
and was planning on killing the governor.
Pelosi style, yeah.
And let's remind everybody how fast Pam Bondi and Donald Trump came out to say that people that were burning Teslas, inanimate objects, were domestic terrorists. And Donald Trump in the White House has yet to make a fucking statement about the fact that the governor of the state of Pennsylvania was almost murdered by a Trump supporter. You know what? They'll probably pardon him. They'll probably call him a patriot.
God, you're right, actually.
And most likely he'll end up in the Trump cabinet.
I didn't think
or at least invited to the White House. They'll treat him like royalty. That's how sick these people are.
If they're smart, if whomever is in charge is smart, they'll charge him with state charges so that Trump can't do it. But I just want to point out the one thing, hot take moment. Here we all go. So obviously this is terrible and it shouldn't have happened. Let's just point out that Josh Shapiro had his house burned down while he signed the bombs that are dropped on tents in Gaza. So there's a whole, like, if with any luck, this will be a bit of a wake up moment for him. Mm-hmm. And he can be like, wow, shit. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't put ink on things that behead babies. Maybe that's just a bad idea. I'm really hoping there's a bit of a wake up call here.
A lot of people believe that's the reason he didn't get picked to be the running mate for Kamala Harris was his views on, or his position on.
Which is ironic because Kamala was no different on Gaza than Biden. So it's like that really wouldn't have affected. And she's thumbed her noses at everybody, and that's part of why she lost the election.
Yep. So he's asked by reporters, what do you think of this situation? And his response is, I just heard about it. I just heard about it. That's it. That's all he says. I just heard about it. Okay. Can you add a little bit of that? Can you act like a fucking human for 2 seconds, please? Jesus Christ. A man was almost murdered because of you, because of the political violence that's happening in this country is all tied to Donald Trump.
Right.
100%. So this is his response. And then listen to the reporter afterwards. I swear to God, I would have karate chopped this guy in the throat so bad. Just it cuts off at the end, but just listen to how the question.
Mr. President, do you have any reaction to the governor of Pennsylvania? His mansion was set on fire. Do you have any reaction to
I just heard about it. No, I have to look into it.
You got the perfect health report. All everybody in the press wants to know this. How do you do it, Mr. President? I haven't set up to 2 a.m.
How do you do it, Mr. President? How do you stay up until 2 a.m. high on stimulants and post on Twitter all fucking night? How do you do it? Oh, my God. You're such a great man. Can I please cup your balls while I ask you this question?
Also, that transition, wow, being like, so your political rival had his house burned down, and he almost died from it. What do you think? I didn't see it. Oh, Mr. Trump, I just love your hair.
I know. How do you do it?
How do you? Oh my God!
That you are such an amazing man. Oh my God!
I think I keep saying it on this podcast too, but it really is like Dana Carvey thing. Where it shows like Tim Allen's show and is like, his son has cancer. What will happen on this show? Followed by the Diet Mug Root Beer Dana Carvey show. It's like
total reversal.
Mindfuck transition. And that's what happened. But yeah, this is also the whole point of how fascists come to power is everything against them, like burning the Teslas, is horrible, atrocious. We must make sure these people are brought to justice. But it happens to their opponents, and it's like, meh.
Right.
And that is what fascists do. And then they got this sycophant who must be from the Washington Free fucking Beacon or whatever in the hell. And it's just all fake news and it's total sycophancy.
100%. 100%. So recently, I guess we'll talk about it now since we got about 20 minutes left because I know I'm going to get heated about this one. Donald Trump has the nerve to say that we can't get this guy back. At first they said they mistakenly deported Kilmar Abrego Garcia. Sorry, I forgot his middle name for a second there. They said it was an administrative error. Okay, he was here legally. Okay, MAGA, I don't give a shit what you think or what you've been told. The man was here legally.
Which is how MAGA claims that they want people to come here for, is through legal purposes, which he did.
Right. So we all see you for what you are now, just a bunch of racist, hateful bigots, because it had nothing to do with who was here legally and who's here not. Because every time I make a video about the subject, there's some MAGA asshole in my comments like, yeah, get them all out. So I had nothing to do with legal citizens. You just want brown people out.
Yeah,
that's
exactly
what it is. Just admit it. Just admit it. Just go on social media and proudly admit that you just are a racist piece of shit.
Right.
Please.
They won't do that though because
satisfaction.
Yeah, they won't do that though because they're cowards. It's just like all the people trying to say that Elon Musk's Sieg Heil was not a Sieg Heil, and it's like, okay, well, if it wasn't, why don't you do it? Demonstrate it right now. Show us what he did. If it's not such a bad thing, show us what he did. And they won't actually do it. They'll just go on and, oh, it was this, it was that. When it's all bullshit, it's just a cover for their real motives, which is a Sieg Heil.
Right. And let's call it what it is. It's not the time to sugarcoat things, people. This is the time to be out front and loud and honest about what's happening right now, because a lot of shit's about to go down in the next few weeks. Like I said, the 20th is going to be the day that could change America forever if Donald Trump decides to invoke the Insurrection Act. It's going to change everything. It's going to suspend all of our rights. The Constitution will be meaningless. It's just a piece of paper with some writing on it at that point. And Donald Trump will be able to do whatever he wants. Take legal U.S. citizens off the streets and deport them to El Salvador, for example, which he's talking about. On a hot mic, he was caught talking about, basically, he's subcontracting concentration camps to the president of El Salvador. He wants concentration camps. I've come to this realization today that he wants them. He wants them bad. But he doesn't want to do it on American soil because of the optics, because of the press, social media. You send him to El Salvador where there is no due process. There's no appeals. You're not going to see a judge. You're not going to get a court-appointed lawyer. You're never going to be heard from again. And we're not going to know what happens, just like we don't know what's going on with this guy. I'm assuming he's dead, and that's why they're just being stubborn and refuse to bring him back. But again, they're defying the Supreme Court. And we called this. We said that the Supreme Court's going to be obsolete because Donald Trump wants all the power, and that's exactly what he's doing, defying the Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court, like we said earlier, doesn't agree on shit, 9-0, but yet they agreed that they need to bring him back. Now they're just straight up refusing, and they're now calling him a gang member, a terrorist. Before, it was an administrative error, but now he's a verified gang member and he's a terrorist. Okay, this is some serious shit right here, because honestly, it could be any one of us. It could be any one of us. So again, like I said, we're all going to suffer. We're all going to suffer. So are you going to suffer on your own terms, or are you going to suffer on their terms? I'm not going down. Right? I'm not going down without swinging. I guarantee that much. But here's the hot mic moment. And then we'll talk about this arrogant prick from El Salvador just refusing to give the guy back. Which, honestly, we talked about this before the show, and James had a good point. I thought Trump was Mr. Mighty Man, Mr. King of the Universe.
Yep.
What do you mean you can't bring him back to a
small
country that
El
you sent him to?
Salvador?
Right.
You don't have that kind of pull? What?
Right. You mean, yeah, right, exactly. You mean to tell me that you can't even, you have no sway with this country at all? That's kind of weird. Alpha male, king of the world. Whatever. Here you go.
Demanded the people wanted to change everything, and they wanted to. He demanded, they love you. They love what you do. You know, I'm not your supporter. I want him to do, you know.
Sorry, the video shit.
Yeah. I said, homegrown's the next. The homegrown's built. You got to build about 5 more places. Yeah, that's fair. All right. It's not big enough.
They're laughing.
Look at them. They're giving him all this money to build concentration camps. We're giving him this money. Did he even say thank you? Did he wear a tie? I don't see that happening in there.
Right. And if you didn't hear him, homegrown, he said proudly, homegrown. He repeated it. And then everybody's laughing. What the
This
fuck is going on?
This is why this is a real reality check. I've been knowing this is coming for a while, and I've been telling liberals, you need to arm up. You need to be ready. You need to be taking classes. You need to prepare yourself. Don't be naive. This is here, and it's happening. So build community. Know who you can rely on. Have a go bag. Be prepared to set up defensively if you need to defend yourself in a legal manner, because this is an illegal act, and we should treat it as such.
Look, I'm ready at any moment to drop everything and leave everything behind, throw my mother and my son and my daughter, who I have to go get in college, in the car, and we're going to Canada with the dogs. I will take just the clothes we have on our backs and leave if I have to. And my mom thinks I'm crazy. I'm like, I don't think you understand what's about to happen.
Yeah, correct.
She's currently on vacation in Georgia, and I told her, you might be stuck in Georgia here in a few days. They may restrict travel between states. We don't even know what's going to happen. You know what I mean? This is serious. But like James, don't take what James says lightly. You need to be ready, or at least mentally aware of what's possible. And if you are able to arm yourself. Okay. Some people can't afford to buy guns. Some people are just against guns, but I guarantee you're going to be for them real quick once shit hits the fan.
You're not going to have a choice.
Right. You're going to have to protect yourself. Right. Don't get caught with your pants down, metaphorically, obviously.
Yeah.
Not physically. Well, don't get caught with your pants down physically either. That's just weird.
Yeah, that makes it harder to shoot. Yeah.
Right. It makes it harder to run. But yeah, this is serious shit, man. And I can't believe this is something that I'd see in my lifetime. I didn't think this is something I'd ever see in America. I always thought we would continue to move forward. Man, have we regressed in the last 3 months? What have we turned into? You know what I mean? But I gotta say, fuck capitalism. I'm no longer, you know what I mean? People are like, oh, it's an opportunity, man. No, it's the illusion of opportunity. That's how they keep stringing you along. They want you to think that one day you're going to have a great idea or something's going to happen. You're going to win the lottery and you're going to be one of them. No, most of us are going to die broke and fucking miserable. I mean, it's just reality. Face it. Capitalism, pure capitalism does not work. It does not work because this is what you get. You get paid off elections, you get paid off politicians, and you get a bunch of oligarchs and billionaires that don't know what they're doing, cosplaying as heads of departments and politicians. That's what you get with when money gets involved, especially dark money.
I don't know. True capitalism has never been tried. Let's just say that.
Yeah. Oh my God! So
there's never been a country where true capitalism has been tried. Maybe it failed here, but true capitalism works, guys. Believe me.
Sure. Yeah. I don't know, man. I hope something happens. I don't know what the hell is going to happen. Who's going to come to our rescue? Who's going to put a stop to this? Because China is making out like a bandit. Donald Trump is making China the most powerful country in the world. They will surpass us in every aspect everything you could possibly think of, from manufacturing, automobiles, especially EV vehicles, military tech. They just dropped a $2.5 billion beef contract from the United States, which is going to hurt mostly red state farmers. They've also gone elsewhere for soybeans, which we were the predominant exporter of soybeans. Right, yeah.
My family.
They went to South America for that. They're going elsewhere. They went to Australia for the beef. So China is proving that they don't need us, that nobody needs us. We were just consumers. We just consumed all their shit. But now we're trying to act like the big tough guys. And they're like, all right, bet. We're just going to go sell. We're going to get all the stuff we got from you. We're just going to get it from everywhere else. And we're going to expose your entire fashion industry and electronic industry in the process.
Yeah. There was a really great tweet I saw the other day, guys. Fucking sound like Tom and Jerry or something. But there was a really great post from I can't remember who, but it's someone that I really respect a lot. And they were saying that this whole like isolationism, where we have to build everything here, like all our chips, all our clothes, everything. This kind of like pseudo independency,
right?
The only place that it actually happens is in North Korea. Because that's a dictatorship and that's how it has to work there. So that is not the way you want it to work here. It's not.
Right. No, but I just find it hard to believe that they're going to be able to suppress. I mean, yeah, we have a lot of military. We have a lot. I mean, I can't imagine bombs being dropped on American cities. That would be far-fetched, I think. I hope. That's insane. But seeing military vehicles run down the street, we could see that in the near future. I was telling James before the show, I believe family from India is being targeted by ICE in my community now. Went to the store today, and a couple obvious feds were asking really suspect questions about some of the products they sell, because they're a convenience store. They sell all kinds of random shit like boner pills and, you know, like all kinds of weird stuff. You know, it's just what it is. And then they just take pictures of the products, and they're like, okay, and they leave. And I'm like, and I asked him, I'm like, who were they? He's like, I have no idea. And I told him, like, you need to tell the owner of the store, because the guys and they're wonderful people, absolutely amazing people who have built a life in this community. They own several stores. They're obviously productive members of society. And they're now being possibly, unless I'm just being extra paranoid, but I know a cop when I see one. As somebody who used to have plenty of run-ins with the law, one thing I used to get good at was being able to tell who's a cop. But these guys, other than saying police on the back of their plain clothes, they were obviously some sort of law enforcement.
They just kept turning away every now and then, be like, yeah.
Yes. Can you repeat that, please?
Yeah, say that again. I missed that.
I told him, though, I was being serious. I'm like, look, man, you know what's going on in this country right now. I was like, y'all need to protect yourselves, and you guys need to be careful, because they're not fucking around. And I told him what the most serious possible tone and look I had in my body. You know what I mean? That I could muster. But that's crazy. I would be devastated if they target this family. This family's helped me out a lot. Like back in the day when I was extremely broke, and I, had a little bit of a term there where I was really hooked on drugs and pills and stuff like that. And even when I had no money, they would still give me some stuff if I needed to. Not that's why I say some stuff that sounded bad. They would give me like food and drinks and stuff like that, and they'll just let me owe money. Like that's the kind of people they are. Now just seeing them possibly being targeted. I can't say for sure, obviously, but every bone in my body is telling me that that's who it was.
Well, if it was really about deporting criminals, the White House would be empty currently. So know how it's not, because they're also taking all these feds from the FBI, DHS, all these other departments, ATF. They're taking them off cases which would actually find terrorists, gangs, and also, hey, pedophiles, right? QAnon, right? That's a big focus for you. Took them off of the focus of those. And now they're going after, again, like you're saying, people that have built a business, people that have built a life and a career, like these folks who are getting sent to Auschwitz in El Salvador, that are 75% have no criminal record. They're people that came here, contributed, paid their taxes, built a life, and improved the community. The people that don't improve the community are the people like Pete Hegseth, drunk texting war plans to the fucking Atlantic, or whatever the hell it was.
And I feel like there's so much dumb shit going on that a lot of this stuff just gets swept under the rug, and people just don't pay. Like it goes away so quick. Like people aren't even talking about Signalgate anymore. Yep. That was the headlines for like a week.
And that's the fault of the Democrats. They're not taking any of this stuff, and they're not making it a consistent message.
There are so many scandals. There are so many ads. They should be running political ads right now, just blasting this stuff.
And the fact that they're just sitting on this war chest of political campaign donations rather than running these kind of ads, like you're saying, is an absolute disgrace, and it's political treason. That's why we need a hostile takeover of the Democratic fucking Party.
It shows that there are way too many corporate politicians on the Democratic side as well.
It's Washington brain. It's a total symptom of Washington brain.
Right. And they're worried about keeping their jobs. You know what I mean? Oh my God forbid I lose my election. So they're worried about keeping their job, covering their asses, and not causing too many waves, apparently.
Well, like another example of this whole Washington brain complex is that there was this dude, I think it was on Blue Sky, was saying, man, if the press corps had any guts, they would make sure to stand together and stand firm on this question about Garcia. And like, and now that Bukele and Trump are in the room, like, ask him over and over and over. I'm like, bro, have you been paying attention? The press corps wouldn't even band together when AP was kicked out permanently and is still not allowed in. So journalists aren't banding together on that. What makes you think they're going to actually form like this Teamster fighting union over this issue? This is Washington brain, where these people think, oh, we need to hope these other institutions will save us. No, fuck you. Make them do their job. Call them out, and if they're not doing it, fucking confront them. We should be confronting this corporate media everywhere they go, especially when you go to this rally on the 30th. If you see it at CNN, MSNBC, all these other corporate media hacks, confront them. You guys are failing our country.
I will be the one speaking to the press on the 30th.
There you go. Perfect. Confront them.
And I will be sure to let them know exactly how I feel about them.
Please do.
So you may see this bald head and rough beard on the news.
Good,
starting some shit. I'm ready to fuck shit up this year. I'm sorry. I am just boiled over with rage right now with how disgusting and inhumane people are, and the people that run our country. I knew people were evil. I've seen people be evil. I've experienced it, but just to see it on a scale that we're seeing, I thought those days were over in this country. I thought those days were over in this world, but no, we're bringing it back. We're bringing it back. Nazis are back, guys. Nazis are back. Okay, we didn't destroy the Nazis. We just imported all the prisoners and let them go. So
well, that's how they got there. They fled
in this country.
Yeah, the Nazis fled to Argentina and South America, the very places that they are now sending their political prisoners to. It's a really fucking fucked up, bizarre twist.
Yeah. So the only Democrats I see fighting are Bernie Sanders and AOC, who Bernie Sanders did make a pop-up visit. I love that old son of a bitch. He made a pop-up visit at Coachella, of all places, and had 125,000 people booing Donald Trump. Fantastic. Yeah. It was so good.
Yeah.
Of course, they'll say they were all paid protesters by George Soros attending Coachella, which is a liberal
minimum ticket.
A liberal transgender. I don't know what they'll make something up. You know what I mean?
A liberal transgender underground subway camp.
right. Yeah, they're sending people to Coachella to change their genders and turn them liberal. Oh my God. All right. So anyway, back on topic. But here's El Salvador again. We're this big, tough country, and Donald Trump is the toughest man on the planet with the health of a collegiate athlete. But this weak son of a bitch apparently can't get one person back from a country that he sent them to.
That he's paying, yeah.
Yeah, that he's paying. This is insane. But this is the cocky son of a bitch from El Salvador. I'm sorry, my language on this show has been horrific. Just the arrogance in which he calls this guy a terrorist. I mean, they literally came out and said the right person was sent to the right place, is what they said.
Yeah, it was Miller, I think, that said that. That Miller needs to be Nuremberg. He must be, when all is said and done. He is a truly evil, despicable person.
He is. Mike and I always joke that he looks like if you asked AI to make a compilation of every Nazi ever, it would look like Stephen Miller.
Yeah, he looks like a character from What We Do in the Shadows. Like he's horrible.
Evil, just like completely no heart, no nothing. These people are just a soulless black pit of hate, and I'm honestly over it. I'm over it. But here's the video of the president of El Salvador being a douchebag.
President Bukele weigh in on this? Do you plan to return him?
Well, I'm supposed to have suggested that I smuggle terrorists into the United States, right? How can I return him to the United States? Like, I smuggle him into the United States, or what do I do? Of course.
No, you put him on a fucking plane!
The question is preposterous. How can I smuggle a terrorist into the United States? I don't have the power to return him to the United States.
He got his talking points from before the interview, sounds like.
I mean, we're not very fond of releasing terrorists into our country. I mean, we just turned the murder capital of the world into the safest country of the Western Hemisphere, and you want us to go back into the releasing criminals so we can...
No. We want you to put this guy on a fucking airplane and send him back home. But he's probably dead. That's why they can't do it.
And this is exactly what I'm talking about with the corporate media. They're in there. He called the guy a terrorist twice, which they produced no evidence of. And they actually had to drop any arguments that he was even a criminal, not just a terrorist, but they couldn't even find a parking ticket for this guy that they could bring up before the lower court or the Supreme Court. So they abandoned all that. And the fucking corporate goons in there are all not challenging that. They're not saying, you say he's a terrorist, but he actually abandoned any arguments about that. why are you sticking to a failed argument? These are not the Bob Woodwards, okay? These people are not heroes of the First Amendment. They're stenographers for fascism. That's all that the corporate media is today.
It is. I just hate his. How could I possibly?
He's a corrupt motherfucker.
How would I smuggle a terrorist in the United States? Well, first, he's not a terrorist, and you don't have to smuggle him. You just give him back. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to sneak him back into the United States, which I believe is here legally anyway. You don't have to, right? You don't have to sneak him back in. Just put him on a plane, put him on a bus, give him a fucking rental car and a gas card. I don't give a shit. Just send him home. What is so hard? And you're the president of El Salvador, and you don't have the power to bring one person back? Come on, man. The guy's dead. The guy's dead. We're gonna find out that MAGA just killed an innocent man by voting for Donald Trump.
I certainly hope not. I'm with someone was commenting on that earlier, but I mean, we have to hold out hope, because that's hope is the biggest killer of fascism. And if there is hope to bring this guy back and he is still alive, then we should keep doing that, and we should bring the fight to them. And the Democrats should make it a fucking message that this is a problem, that we went to war over this kind of action in the 1700s.
Yeah. This is insane, but this is what we're dealing with. And it's going to be crazy, but we're going to report on all of it for as long as we possibly can, or until they just turn the switch and turn us off, which could happen. I mean, we're literally in the hands of a few billionaires.
This person saying the same thing you were.
Yeah, you should put them on one of our airplanes. Exactly. Yeah.
Why would how could I smuggle a person in? Okay, here's a thought. Just send them legally. Well, maybe that's a better idea.
Right. Yeah.
Logistics will work out easier for you.
I know. But no, they're refusing to send him back. They're defying court orders. We are in a constitutional crisis. And Donald Trump obviously has no intention of stopping what he's doing. No intention, man. What does this one say? One of the many things that pissed me off is there's no pushback from reporters. Yeah, you got that dipshit reporter on the airplane. Like, how do you do it, Mr. Trump?
Oh, my God.
I heard Governor Shapiro almost died. Oh, how do you do it? How do you stay up till 2 a.m. and work so hard?
Not like there's other issues in the country that are happening right now. But yeah, Trump's health is more important, sure.
Well, that's the other court order he defied. AP was supposed to be in that room.
Yep.
AP was supposed to be in that room for that interview, and they were refused entry.
Yep.
Because Donald Trump is a giant bitch.
Yep.
Who can't have people talking bad about him. Oh.
He is the weakest little snowflake that ever exists.
That's what I mean. It's so pathetic to see people worship such a weak and insecure man. A man covered in makeup who has had scalp reduction surgery and liposuction, but pretends he's in perfect health. Give me a break. Y'all are sad. Y'all are pathetic for supporting this. And honestly, you should be ashamed of yourself. You should be ashamed of yourself. And even if you are a racist piece of shit, how could you possibly justify sending American citizens to concentration camps in El Salvador? Please explain to me how you are okay with that. Okay? Illegal immigrants, fine, whatever. But we obviously know that's not the case. But now we're talking about Americans. American born and raised, like Donald Trump said, homegrown domestic terrorists is what he called them. So I see. Oh, Mike's already loading overlays for tomorrow. Good job, Mike.
Nice.
Appreciate
He's
it.
on it.
I see it popping up on the screen. I'm like, I didn't add anything. I'm like, oh, Mike's working. So that's all we have for today, guys. We have a very special fundraising episode tomorrow. So please share, like, subscribe, get the word out there. Again, we are also trying to fundraise, not only for the protest, for the show as well. I did make a link tree because we have so many links now. I have like a dozen social media accounts I have to manage. There's a link tree now in the description of the video. So if you want any merch or any information on where to find us on social media, go to our link tree. It's all in there. As well as how you can donate to the channel. And then don't forget to go to fightagainstfascism.org for more information on the protest that we are going to be at on the 30th in Washington, D.C., regardless of what happens. So we love you all. James, thanks for coming on again.
Thank you, brother.
Really fun doing this episode. I'm starting to really enjoy it.
Even though it's so dark.
It is, and I know we try and keep things light, but I'm hoping our approach to all of this not only interests more people in what we're talking about, but gets our point across a little bit differently. I don't know. Maybe I'm just delusional. Who knows? Who knows? Only time will tell.
The same thing. We will only find out.
Right? I could be a genius or I could be crazy. And who knows? So other than that, we love you all. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you for your comments tonight. Have a good rest of your night, and we will see you tomorrow. We'll talk to you soon.